Welcome to Out of Pocket, a video series about the world of Pokemon from two Black queer trainers. This week, we'll be sharing our first impressions of the new releases, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet and Violet released on November 18th, a week ago as of this recording, and has already broken several records, including fastest selling Pokemon game ever, fastest selling Switch game ever, fastest selling Nintendo game ever, and the fastest selling console exclusive game ever across Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. So, needless to say, this game is huge.
It's huge. So we both started Pokemon Violet, and we're both not very far, though I'm a little bit further than DJ, but not very far compared to my like normal pace. So this is gonna be like our first impressions and just kind of like what we've experienced so far.
Yes, very, very early first impressions. Actually, I feel like I've been playing for a while, but I just haven't like progressed in the story. This game is not set up for folks with ADHD. There's too many options. So yeah, I've done my first Titan. I have not gone to a gym yet. I have had fun like catching new Pokemon. There's a lot of just completely new to this game, completely new to this region. I caught a Tinkatink yesterday, and I was like, this Pokemon is made for me. I'm very happy. So yeah, I've been doing that. I've been powering up my folks. I haven't made it to a gym yet, but I did the Titan, and I've done several of the like raids, but I haven't done them with other people yet, like friends yet. So I want to do that. But it's been cool.
Yeah. I completed two gyms. But like, cause you know when you leave the school, they're like you can take this gate or that gate. So I did the first gym out of the first gate, and then I did the
Which
first
way
gym out
you
of the
went
other
west?
gate. I don't even remember. That's the I was vibing. I was
Okay,
like, I'm
I
going
went
out,
east.
poop out. I do not know which. Okay, so the like whatever. I don't even know what the name of the city is. Like I just went. So the first two gyms.
Did you go like where the girl wanted you to go, or where Arvin wanted?
That's what I'm saying. I don't like
Okay, you
because
don't
I
remember.
didn't
Okay,
go immediately out. So like the first
yeah,
thing I did was like I was just out in the little area around the school. So when I went back, I just went out of like I think the if you come in into the school from the front like the entrance, you go right. So that's which way, which I think is west.
okay, yeah.
So I went to that one first. And it's the like I can't even describe this town. That's the thing about it. Like is it the Grand? I don't know. The Grand Gym, I think. I could be wrong. Whatever. I went there first, and like that gym was light work. Like bop, 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 bop. So I was like, cool. Gyms are lit. Like it'll be easy. And then I did like mess around, and then I went to the other gym out the other gate. So technically, I would say they're probably both. If I'm assuming scale, it's probably those two are probably equal in terms of
That
difficulty
makes
because they don't
sense.
know which gate somebody would go out of first. Is my
Right.
assumption. So both of those were easy. So the second one is easy for me to remember. It was the Olive Town, which will make sense when you get there, or when you challenge that gym. So that one was fairly easy. It was the first time, not the first time, because the very first one, I was like, oh, this terrorizing situation is gonna be a situation. Because sorry, my screen went black because I need to get a new HDMI cable, whatever. But that's when I realized, like, oh, this is gonna be the trick because you think you have your team set up for that type, but their Terra type might be different, and you
Yeah.
don't have a counter for it. So the first gym, again, I was fine. The second gym, I was fine, but it was a little more like, oh, okay, I gotta have a little more variety on my team. Technically, I went to the third gym. Okay, if you like, I streamed this, so people might have synced it, and I got beat up because there was I'm not gonna. I don't want to give it away. There was a Pokemon that the gym leader had. Like his first
Now I
Pokemon,
kind of want to
one
know.
hitter quitter. I knocked him out. That first
Damn.
Pokemon, it wasn't nothing. Took no damage. The second Pokemon has a move that for some reason is like it was not a KO move, but it was almost a KO move. So and they always went first. So I could never get a chance. Like it was like it's not like it was a hard Pokemon to beat if you can get a hit in. It was like I couldn't get a hit in. And I was like, oh, I should have put out like one of mine that have either a sleep power or a paralyzed power. So this this thing can't move. But the problem is he go first every time. So even when I put out like, I'm like, okay, somebody gonna put him to sleep. No, because apparently they speed level's high as hell. And on this one, to my knowledge, where the moves are don't change how fast they are. Because I know that like if you used to organize the moves like that, they would go a little, I don't know what the hell, but they had a lot of speed, so they always went first compared to my mines. So I never could get a hit in. So yeah, I got knocked out. I like closed the whole game. But I saved right before I went to that gym because I knew I was like, I don't trust this situation because the lead up was very like, I'm like, y'all, no, this is gonna be a situation. So I just like, I'm not doing that no more. I mean, I am eventually, but I was just like, I'm over the gym situation. We're not doing it. Because that made me so mad. I was like so irritated, which is captured live on camera somewhere. But I also did I did 2 Titans, and the only reason I did 2 Titans was because I don't never know where I'm going. So I'm just trying to get to places. Like my goal and my thought is like I'm gonna get to all the towns so that when I want to actually come back and do these gyms and stuff, I can just fly there, right? So I'm like, I'm just traveling, minding my business to get to the next place so that I can have it on my map for like a quick travel. The problem is there's a lot of vibes between towns. It's like
there's so much.
Like maybe it's right. Maybe I keep getting lost. I just keep getting turned around. Then I end up in front of a Titan. You know me. I'm a fight. Like, oh, there you go. Guess it's time. So the first Titan, literally, I was like, oh, well, there it is. And then I started fighting him. The second one, once I got close, I was like, oh, I'm right by it. Well, might as well. So both times with the Titans, it was not the plan to go after the Titans. Not that it happened to be by a Titan. It was like, well, since I'm here, might as well see what happened. So it worked out. And also going after the Titans improves Miraidon. So I was like, well, I'm like, well, now I gotta go after them so I can be flying and stuff. Cause I'm tired of like getting that little first thing was like, yes, speed boost, need me that. Cause these Pokemon be circling you, so you want to get away. Yeah, so that it's a mess, child. But yeah, this one does not lend itself to story at all. There is a story, but the story depends on what you choose to do. So like
it seems like it'll come together later. Like obviously there's something going on with Arvin. The school people got a little thing going on, but it's like not clear. I wonder, is it that Arvin has the other legendary? Like if we have Miraidon, he's got the other one. That's what it seemed like from the little hints.
So I'm far enough to know the answer. Thus,
okay. What's the answer?
You want to actually know?
I mean, we didn't discuss if this was like spoiler free or spoiler.
I feel like people who watch pods about like.
Oh no! I want to know.
Oh no! Okay, so he has his own like personal Pokemon that is ill, which is honestly, I was like, oh, this is a little.
But is it like the other thing?
No, it's like a regular. It's like a regular. It's like a pet, and it's but it's ill, like to the point where I'm like, I cannot believe. Like it's not that I can't believe it, but no, it's one of those things where like it's like you grapple with like the mortality of Pokemon that you just never had.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe it. I might have it record, maybe like add a clip, like a link for people who want to just know what I'm talking about. Like, what is this? Because I was like, oh, this story's a little heavy for the children, for the youth. Yeah, it's like thinking of the mortality of your like favorite pet, or like that you like. That's what it's like, and so he's trying to collect the plants to heal.
I mean, that's interesting though. That feels like it's in line with what they kind of did with Arceus, right? Where you had the people that were really like those Pokemon where they're deity, like they're kind of like dealing with like all of that and like what it meant when stuff was thrown out of place, and just like the way that they crafted these like belief systems around it. So it's interesting to then see this where we're talking about,
yeah, it was just interesting to me because you are literally walking around like with like pets in your pocket that you then send out to fight.
Yeah.
And then this is a scenario where this going into the ball does not heal this Pokemon, right? So you are now having like you have now entered into the canon that like Pokemon can be sick or be like unwell in a way that is not like you can't just go to a Pokemon
go to the
center.
Poke Center.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to me because I'm like, I feel like you see even on like the like in the anime, you'll see like they'll get sick, but it's like they camping, they out in the streets, they don't have nowhere to go, and they like rush to go, and they in the rain or something, they go to the Pokemon Center, and then it's like it's dire, but it's like they at the Pokemon Center, so they're like, oh, he almost didn't make it, you know, Charmander, his tail, you know, the fire almost went out, or Pika almost didn't have no sparks. It's that close, but you still like, oh, they at the Poke Center, they fine. This introduces the concept of like there being something that cannot be fixed. I don't know, like which I think it's obviously going to be a part of the story and why this region may be special, or like how they differentiate this region from other regions. It's like, oh, this is how, you know, and it might be a cultural thing too, like how they treat or whatever they Pokemon. But I just thought that was I was just like, because also they set him up to be a person you don't like. So then,
right, I was like, I don't trust
you
fans.
Kiki, right? So you eating a sandwich, and having a Kiki, and then like you have this reveal, and I'm like, oh, now I gotta care about this man with his nice hair, and then like Mariah is like, I guess I'm gonna help too. Damn, everybody out here, like you can't even be mad, which I like, because I'm like it makes it like you don't like we got enough problems to not have additional. Like I'm glad it wasn't an additional antagonist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it was still like, hey, y'all really okay? Y'all kind of give us a little something different. I thought it was cute, but it definitely was in the moment. I'm like, this is a lot, like it's a little bit much. Not in a bad way, but just in an interesting way because of what it introduces in terms of like the lore, like how you think about your own Pokemon. Like, can my Pokemon age like in a real way that we don't think about? So yeah, that was a little bit of a tangent, but it's a kind of I think important about this like differentiating this world. Like that to me was an interesting thing when it happened. I was like, oh.
That makes me excited because I feel like, you know, still being very early on, it kind of just feels like I've been like, okay, you know, kind of going through the motions. I mean, the school thing is cool. Like it mirrors the like Journey series. I mean, I haven't done too much there, but just like the idea of them actually being like
I got to the school to like depart from the other side.
These are youth, like they should be doing something. They should be accounted for in some way. And so I liked how they did like okay, you are in school, but you're doing your little independent study, blah blah. You know, that was cool. That was a cool little setup. But yeah, I just feel like I've been doing like catching Pokemon and doing the obvious stuff, but not really, like you said, getting into a story or plot type of thing yet. So it's cool to know that there's some lore and other stuff happening.
I assume that the hole or whatever, like the crater is the story, like it's probably some hidden Pokemon, like one of these god Pokemon out there, you know what I mean? So like I think that they are leading you there, but it's definitely not direct in the way that we are used to, like you know exactly what it is. So I like that, but I do like having map, like I like knowing where to go, because otherwise I feel like I get caught up and not doing nothing, which is like, it's fine, you don't have to be productive in the game, but I also want to feel like after I'm done doing whatever I'm doing, that like my Pokemon will be stronger, I'll have some kind of lever, like upper hand later on, and it's like I feel like I just be catching Pokemon and getting lost. Like I don't feel like I be doing nothing. That's on me though. That's just how I play. I'm like, I like having a little bit of a structure.
Even looking at the map, it's like there's 15 things on here, right? Like I don't even know what to do with this. Right. And once you figure out, okay, you know, this means that there's a raid happening, like this means whatever, you can figure out, okay, these are the things I'm going to ignore right now. But it also took me a little bit to be like, what do these symbols even mean?
I didn't know like, what the raid symbols were until I just happened to, like, I did one and it disappeared. I said, oh, that makes sense. Because I literally had not put the two and two together. I had just, you know, like I don't go toward the symbols. I'm like, they're not near nothing. I'm not about to drive or walk, whatever, to the middle of nowhere for whatever this symbol is. Like it took, I didn't realize.
I'm wired the other way, which is,
well, because
if I see something, I'm gonna be like, I gotta go.
But like I see the shine, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go toward the shine. But I have never done it, and like I never opened the map and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go toward this icon. It's more like I see the shine, go toward it, and then this last time I just happened to see the icon on the map disappear once I finished that raid. I said, oh, that makes sense. But I had just never thought to look for raids on the map. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like it just wouldn't have occurred to me to look for it. So that's what's interesting because there are a lot of things you don't know till you know. And then you're like, that's useful information. But they don't offload it, like they don't put it up front. They give you like the
at
little
least
tips
not
go to the Poke Center, but none of the
tips I was
that
just
are like
about
useful.
to say the tips at the Pokemon Center always come after you and figured it out. I'm like, if y'all had told me this an hour
but
ago.
none of mine were useful. Like I feel like they was only ever telling me stuff I knew. Like they didn't tell me nothing useful to this day. Now I didn't stop getting tips. I ain't get no new tips, but a lot of stuff I still don't know.
Did you know this already? Yes, I did.
Like, you get on my nerve. That's what I do know. And so, like, piggybacking off of that, like, are there any things, like, given what you know about the game now, like, either from playing yourself or, like, from learning from other players or watching other people play, that you're excited about or concerned about?
I don't know if there's anything I'm concerned about. I'm excited to keep playing. Like, in the last episode, we're talking about how it feels like they're feeling out the type of Pokemon games that different people like. I felt like this one was going to be a sort of in between of the traditional, games where you're kind of following these steps and it's all laid out. And then Arceus, it's still very early, so I don't want to say like, oh, I definitely like Arceus more. But yeah, I'm still having fun. And I am really excited to like, because a lot of these Pokemon, this is our first time seeing them, right? Like we haven't seen them anywhere else. So that's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with that, being like, well, who are you? And filling out the Pokedex. And I don't dislike, what's her name? Our rival. Nimona. I don't dislike her as much as I dislike some others. So like, oh, is it? Do I not know yet? Is she about to get worse?
I just hate her. I hated her from jump because she was giving passive aggressive energy at the beginning, and then now it's not even passive aggressive. It's just aggressive.
It's just aggressive. I was like, nah, you need to go. It's when she just walked up in our room at the school. Like they were calling people out. They did the little announcement, like boom, 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 come out to the yard. I'm like, cool. And then she just walked up in my room.
Right, like, excuse you.
Who are you?
Like, yeah, no, she's just that way. So that's why I don't like her. So when you get further, we'll update to see if you still don't mind. Because I personally don't like
Am I going to be missing Hop?
I feel like with Hop, I kind of, after a point, you like know exactly where he's going to pop up. And with her, because there is no, that rhythm isn't there because you are not necessarily going in a straight line. So you don't know what's going to happen. But like you can make assumptions. Like she likes to fight. She going to probably be at the gym. So you kind of have that logic. So if you want to avoid her, you can just not do gym stuff. Yeah. Like so my only thing about this game. Okay. So there are a couple things that now I haven't played it. And also seeing other people play. And I don't know if this is just a thing. But I'm like, I feel like these Pokemon are so much harder to catch. Like, I feel like I'm just throwing away Pokeballs to a level that I don't, even in Arceus, where it's like, we use some little ass balls that we just crafted and they get in the ball eventually. Like, this one, I'm like, it'll be a level, I don't know, they like much weaker than my Pokemon, so I can't really hit them because I don't want to knock them out. They don't want to get in the ball. They don't want to get in the regular ball. They don't want to get in the great ball. They don't want to get in the hill ball. They don't want to get in the premier ball, whatever that is. They don't want to get no balls. I'm like, damn. And I'm not making enough money to the level of like I feel like you get a lot of items that have money or value in the older games, so you can just sell stuff and buy Pokeballs. This, I'm like, the money I'm getting, like the stuff I'm picking up are items that I need for battling, like potions and stuff. I'm not gonna sell that, but I have like these little battles. I'm beating up these little kids, getting like $800. That's only for Pokeballs. Like, and it takes 5 Pokeballs to catch somebody because they want to act a damn fool. Like, it's mathematically not
a lot of raids.
So like I said, I just, if I see the shine and I'm close to it, I'll go to it. But I hadn't like actively been going toward them. So now I done like a few, but like
that's where you get items.
Yeah, but that's where it was like 1-star one, so you're not getting that much. And I did get enough where I could sell something, but it's still like the level of like how much I have to spend to catch these Pokemon. And it's way, like you said, it's a bunch of new Pokemon. So it's not even a situation where I'm like, I'll get that one later. I'm like, oh, what is this thing? I need this in my Pokédex so I can know what this is.
Yeah.
So like I actually have to try to catch it. And it's like, that's the part that's like, it's fun, but I'm also like, damn, I just spent 10 Pokeballs on this. Like, that's $2,000 like to catch this damn mon.
And you can't craft them, which is the one thing that I wanted them to keep from Arceus, was to be able to craft my shit.
Right. Like, I get it, because technically you could just fly to a Pokemon Center and buy them. And like, they don't have like item system to support it. So I was like, I get it.
It's not like I can fly back to the spot that I was at. Like, you're not going to fly me back to the middle of nowhere. So that's
what I'm saying. This is what they get you. But that's also the same thing with Arceus, though. Like, when you out, you can fly to the camp, but then you still got to walk back to where you was, which is why.
Right, but then that's why being able to make your stuff out in the streets is necessary.
But yeah, it was just one of those things. Because I ran out of balls the other day. Like, I was just like out here. I was down bad. I said, I can't do this. Like, I had to stop the game in the middle of nowhere. Like I be thinking, I can go, I can battle, I can whatever, and then I'm like, I have no, like, my Pokemon about to die. Like, oh, my Pokemon get knocked out, and mainly because I'm not a good. I've never had a good Pokemon strategy. My strategy is like, somebody stay alive on the team, and then I'll just start like there's like 1 or 2 people or 1 or 2 mons on the team that are strong enough to take hits while I'm healing the other ones. Because I don't know how to drop a heal in the middle of it. Like, in the move set, I'd be like, if I heal them, but they're gonna take another hit, they still gonna get knocked out before. Right, like, it's easier for them to get knocked out, and then me send out a stronger mon that can like take hits, and then I'm just dropping the revives and letting this Pokemon take hits, which makes me feel bad because I'm like, I got you out here getting beat up, so I can heal your homies, but they don't have an option. Like, you can't heal and do a move, which I feel like we should evolve at this point to where we can, because this is irritating to me.
I've been doing the like letting them hold the item, but even that only works.
But it only works like hey, once the item is used, they take that hit, they heal themselves, but they take another hit, which is the problem with like what was happening with that other gym. It was like that one move was just taking everybody out. It was like the one move that nobody couldn't do, and I'm like, what is this? Like, and then I'm like, I need to catch one. Clearly, because this clearly is the move. Like, it was stressing me out. I was having a whole fit. I was like, what is this? Like, what is happening right now? That's not even right. Like, that's not illegal. I mean, that's not legal. It was a mess, but it's fine. But yeah, I do wish there was a way to generate more like Pokeballs, either crafting or like I can order them on my load. Boop, 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 boop. Like, we got the phone, we got the magic boxes. Yeah. We can't get no magic. Special like, I'll pay extra or something. Like, even if it's like instead of 200, it's 250 or something per ball because you're getting it delivered. Whatever. Like, I just want to have some kind of easy way to get stuff, because especially on this map, I stay getting lost. So I'm like, I done got too far away from a town. I'm like, I'm already out here. I'm gonna just rough it, right? Like, I'm gonna just figure it out.
Pokemon Center delivery service.
For real, like,
write it down, Nintendo.
Right, let's do it. Next thing. Yeah, that's the okay. So, and the thing about it to me also, it probably depends on how much random exploring you've done. Is so here's the thing. What we said in the previous episode about Arceus and like revisiting Arceus, like one of my things I did not like was that you can get like mobbed by these mons. Like, they could just surround you. It could be 3 or 4 of them, and you have one Pokemon out. Here's what they did to fix that. They now make it where it's a one-on-one fight, even if there are other mons around. Here's the problem, though. The other mons around you are just waiting. They just posted up like, I can't wait till y'all finish fighting. So as soon as you come out the fight, like, as soon as you come out the fight, they are aggressive. They are like, oh, you done? Next. And you get right up, and you can't do nothing about it. There's no, like, at least with Arceus, with Arceus, I can, like, I can just not engage. I can try to run away or do something. Nope. They like, you in a fight now. Oops, sorry, not the B word, but whatever. You in a fight now. It is so upsetting to me because, like, again, mind you, and it's right after you come out of a fight. So I haven't even had a picnic or nothing. I ain't do nothing. I just came out of a fight. and now it'd be the big one too sometimes. So you like you just came out of a fight with something and you like chilling. Then one that's like much stronger than your team come, he on your back. Like I can't wait till y'all stop fighting. And then you can't even run away.
Like the issue there is right. These Pokemon don't really know people like that. Like you are discovering them for the first time. So when you grow up in the spot, they're like, "Who are you? Like, what's going on?" Like that's why they like. I'm like these Pokemon in this game. I'm like y'all know like this
It
been
just don't make.
established.
They just literally they trying to
Why
like.
are you so
This is the most
aggressive?
active. Like they trying
Leave
to murder
me
me.
alone.
That's what they trying to do. Like that's it. Because why are you on my back while I'm over here fighting? And you see that and again,
it is wild. You cannot turn a corner without four of them being like, "Ooh, what?"
But I just hate
like,
that you can. Because I have been in battles, especially again when you're trying to catch one of the new ones. So you like taking like you could knock them out easy, but she's like, I don't want to knock it out. I want it to get in the ball. So you're trying to like do little baby stuff like pow, pow, like you're doing. So the fight lasts a little minute because you're trying to catch it. You can see the other ones around, like walking around, like I can't wait till they get off this fight. They see, like I have seen it happen. I was like, I see this thing. As soon as I got this fight, it's gonna bump me, and I'm gonna start a fight. And of course, it happened to me like a little earlier in the game, and it was like I was happened to be in an area with a bunch of Ghastlies, and them things float. I was just like, I can fight them, but I'm tired. Like I genuinely want to stop. Like I don't want to keep fighting. You have no option because once they engage with you, the fight starts, and you are in a. It's unlike Arceus because
even if you run, there's just gonna be another one.
The only thing, like in Arceus, it was the fights were you were not in a separate fight mode or like a fight screen. That was what made Arceus truly open world. It was like the fight is happening in the world. So if you run away, the fight ends because you are not in the fight. This one backtrack to previous Pokemon games, so it pulls you into a fight mode, into a fight screen. But so you have the negative, like you have the Arceus thing where animals can corral around you, but you don't have the ability to outrun or like you cannot do nothing because you are pulled into that fight. You can't run away from that fight. And then a lot of these wild mons got that one move that don't let your mons run away. So you can't even switch out the mon that you got. I don't know why some of these wild Pokemon got that damn what is that move? I don't know what it is, but they do it. And it's like you cannot run away. And I'm like, damn, I can't run away. So I gotta keep knocking them out. Like it's just
and you also can't catch them without fighting them, which is like
like you can't just throw a ball. There are several times where I'm like, oh, I got it. They sleep and everything. Why do I have to wake him up to alert him when I could just catch it if it's sleep? It's a whole sleep animation to let me know it's sleep, and I'm gonna walk up and start a fight instead of just being like, bloop, gotcha. It don't make sense. It's not a good that's the part that they did not get right. That's the one, like what I wanted them to keep from Arceus was the fights being in like live in the world, in the whatever, but also like just making it where if it's multiple mons, I can have like pull out multiple mons, so that it's like a more fair or more even fight. They just made it where like it's more even because it's 1-on-1, but you can also be trapped in like a fight loop because you're surrounded by mons, which is just not. It stops being fun when you just like, I literally don't want to fight, but there's no option. Like, and you can fly to another location, but again, these locations are not that close. You didn't almost made progress to the next location. You like, I just want to get to the location. I don't even want to fight. I don't want to do nothing but get to my next location. So that's the part that frustrates me.
I don't know if it's just because I'm like early on or if it'll change, but it feels like I'm not getting enough out of the fights. Like my Pokemon are not leveling up at the rate I would expect them to for the amount of fighting I'm doing with these Pokemon.
It's that thing where
taking
like
forever.
Your Pokemon get so strong. But what path, if any, do you think you are going to like focus on? So like for those who don't know, there are 3 paths, which is like when you leave the school, you can do Victory Road, which is the gyms. You can do the Path of Legends, which are the Titans, and then you can do Starfall Street, which are like the Team Star bases. And Team Star is just like the villains of the series, like Team Rocket or whatever. Which do you think you will attempt?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to do all of them, obviously, but I started with the focus on the Titans, just because I'm more interested in like seeing the Pokemon and like those kind of battles. I will make my way to the gyms. I'll probably like do gyms all the way, but I've been doing that. And then Starfall Street will happen when it happens. I'm not. I don't care about.
Yeah, I was first like, I'm gonna just do every path simultaneously. So like, I'm gonna go to the area and do the gym, the base. No. Mate, like I said, I got beat up at the gym. I was humble. I said, we're not doing that. I got need
so
more
you
Pokemon.
Switch paths because of the gym?
Well, I was gonna do all of them simultaneously. I wasn't gonna choose a path. So it was like, but that gym upset me to the point where I was like, well, I just need more Pokemon in my party because I didn't have. I had went in like, oh, this is this kind of gym. These are the people, the mons I need with enough variety. Where like, if they do something, it was just a move that it took everybody out. And I couldn't, and they were just faster than all my mons, so I can never get a move in first to like paralyze or put the damn thing to sleep. I was like, let me just let y'all get beat up, I guess. So it made me think like, oh, I just need to go catch more mons so I have more variety to put in my party. Cause like, yeah, I catch a lot of them, but it's hard. You can only keep 6, so you have to decide who you want to level up. And not doing path, you might be leveling up mons that have no like that you can't really put into a fight. So it doesn't. So you kind of have to have a little strategy. So now I'm like, I'm gonna do Titans because I want Miraidon to get stronger, and like so far every time you you meet a Titan, you like get your little sandwich. And he like, hey, sandwich gang, and then he like charge up, which is like, I love that for him. Well, thanks for listening. Join us next week for another episode of on our favorite Pokemon from the new / current generation, which is Generation 9. Subscribe to our YouTube at Black Pokemon Pod. That's BLK Pokemon Pod. To catch both episodes and live streams. And we are BLK Pokemon Pod on our socials.
Yeah, you can follow us and talk to us using the hashtag #OuttaPocket.
Peace.
Thanks, y'all.